Joining me now is the Daily Express royal reporter Pandora Forsyth and News Corp columnist Angela Mollard. Pandora, we have really seen the Prince and Princess of Wales being really open about these sorts of personal issues or reconnecting with family and nature. Do you think that this fits well with their broader advocacy?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've seen them both individually and both together speaking about it. And I think that's very much a reflection of the monarchy at the moment, more so than ever. We know that the King very much speaks to them, if not daily, weekly. I mean, they'll always be checking in with one another. And I think especially at times of health and perhaps leaning on loved ones, they use these places to really reconnect with nature and actually kind of find out what life is all about, I suppose. So it doesn't surprise me at all that this is being brought back around again. And of course, this very much helps with the message with all of the programmes that they're doing. Obviously, we've got Earthshot coming up later this year. So it always feeds back into that message. And I think this is something also which really goes well with early childhood years, which Catherine is so passionate about and has been. It's very much been her standpoint project since marrying into the royal family. And she's very keen on getting children out in nature and learning about it. So this does not surprise me at all. And can I just say one thing, that they are getting it so right at the moment with their videography and how they're getting the message out there. And it's really appealing to younger audiences across the globe. It's shareable. You see it all over your social media. It fills your feeds. And it's making the monarchy far more relatable, actually, even down to what she's wearing. She isn't sort of just coming across sort of like I suppose, a princess. She's coming across like a human being and doing everyday activities like many people do around the globe.
Angela, I totally agree with Pandora there, particularly around the royal family getting everything really right at the moment. And we know they had a few stumbles last year as far as social media strategy and those sorts of things were concerned. Do you think there's anything particularly interesting in the timing of this video?
Look, I think this is Easter time. Of course, it's a time of year that people think about new life, about celebration. And I think that's Catherine. I imagine that she feels very much that she's escaped a death sentence. And so to be in nature, to be with scouts, which is a very earnest and ancient tradition, really, I think suggests that she's focused on the goodness at the heart of society. We know that she said, that people and their messages were a huge support to her during her cancer battle. I think this also determines the sort of king and queen that they will be in the future, that they will very much anchor themselves in the things that are right for their family. And that's not to say that they will put their family above the crown. The crown will always come first, but they're very determined that being enmeshed and immersed in nature is so significant to their mental and physical health. And that has to come first if they are to be the king and queen in the future.
And Angela, still with you, and who they are in the future as king and queen also goes to the sorts of people they have around them. And a few eyebrows were raised this week, I think, with Jason Nauf being named as Prince William's CEO for the Earthshot Prize. Interesting choice, isn't it?
It's a hugely significant choice, Carolyn. I think this is what this is saying, is that we vote for the people who support us rather than our family. So the background to this, of course, is that Jason Nauf was the person that brought bullying allegations against Meghan when she was back with the royal family. Now, he used to be CEO of the Royal Foundation. He was formerly Harry and William's communications secretary. He is a very trusted member of the family's entourage and the people that work around them. The fact that William has now hired him for this key position is the greatest endorsement yet that he was correct in the bullying. As you'll remember, there was that investigation into the bullying. We were told that the findings were going to be made public, but they never were. But plenty of people who have been employed by the palace said that Meghan did bully her staff. And the fact that Jason Nauf has survived that situation and is now a key member of the Prince and Princess of Wales's team suggests who their allegiance lies with.
I did think that was just fascinating when I read it this week. And Pandora, it is Easter week, and we'll talk about the royal family's Easter later in the show. But can you tell us how the Sussexes celebrated Easter this year?
Yeah, so of course, we now know that Meghan is very much in her lifestyle influencer era. So, any opportunity like this, no matter what influencer you are across the globe, you will be making money off the back of Easter, which goes very differently to what you'd expect from royal family traditions. However, we saw a Shop My Page. Meghan did an Easter edit on there. You get little carrot sweets in there. You can get Easter napkins. I mean, we're really going all out. And actually, given the success of her brand as ever, and that did sell out, and how many people are actually buying these products, then why wouldn't you, to be honest, at this point? It's not harming anybody by doing this at all. So, yeah, she's made it a business opportunity. But we do know that Meghan actually formerly, when she was without Harry in her life, she used to celebrate Easter anyway. Perhaps not so much the religious element of it, but she very much was celebrating it in a very Montecito way. So they'll very much have an Easter egg hunt. They will be doing that with their family. When she was pregnant with Lilibet, they were very open about how they were celebrating Easter. I imagine her mum, Doria, we know they're so close, she'll be there. So it'll be time for family, but it won't be traditional, no. I can't imagine they'll be going to church either. So no, it'll be a very Montecito setup. And I imagine what we will see in the next coming hours is perhaps an Instagram post, very much showing how they are spending their Easter and how they have spent their Easter, because of course that's an opportunity, and she will very much being advised to get all those cute Instagrammable pictures. I don't suspect we'll see their faces, but perhaps a couple of the back of their heads going down for an Easter hunt. I mean, that's just my guess, guys. I'm just going to put it out there. We'll check back next week of whether I'm right about
We will.
Imagine.
Now, Angela, still with the Sussexes, and another charity drama for them, this time the Archwell Foundation. And it's in relation to a decision it made to cease funding to the Milwaukee Muslim Women's Coalition. What happened here?
That's right. They've withdrawn their funding. They've funded this charity in the past, but the head of the charity, he's spoken out in a fairly pro-Palestine, anti-Israel sentiment.
Welcome back, Royal Sussex Squad. The one and only place where truth, facts and dignity rule the day when it comes to Harry and Meghan. While the Royal Rota Brigade are still trying to rewrite the narrative, we're here to hold the mirror right back at them. Today we're breaking down the latest mess coming out of the British press, and no surprise, it involves them trying to prop up the royals while conveniently dragging Harry and Meghan for, get this, celebrating Easter like normal people. But that's not even the worst of it. Wait until you hear who Prince William just promoted. Once again, the mainstream royal coverage is doing its favourite dance, gushing over the Waleses while tossing barbs at the Sussexes. This time we're supposed to marvel at Kate Middleton getting it so right by walking in the woods in boots and doing relatable things. Things Meghan was mocked for doing years ago. But now, suddenly it's wholesome. It's nature-based advocacy, and it's modernising the monarchy. Prince William has appointed Jason Nauf as CEO of the Earthshot Prize. Yes, the very same Jason Nauf who conveniently filed bullying allegations against Meghan just before Oprah aired. Allegations that, let's remember, were never made public, never investigated transparently, and conveniently buried by the palace. But now he's being rewarded with a new role. Angela, one of the commentators, even gleefully said that this hiring proves William supports Knauf's claims. Really, because if that's the standard, then we should also assume silence from the palace means guilt when it comes to the many allegations against Prince Andrew, right? But no, their rules don't apply to everyone. Instead of giving her credit, they framed it like Meghan is cashing in on Easter. Apparently promoting adorable carrot-shaped sweets and napkins for a spring holiday is now a crime, if your name is Meghan Markle. But when the royals pose for Easter pictures in coordinated blue outfits on the palace steps, it's tradition, it's grace, it's nobility. Archwell recently withdrew funding from the Milwaukee Muslim Women's Coalition following public comments made by the charity's CEO that were seen as politically charged. Instead of acknowledging the sensitivity and nuance of that decision, the press pounced, calling it yet another sign that the Sussexes are bad at managing money and constantly embroiled in controversy. And finally, they tried to undercut Meghan's recent podcast interview, where she courageously opened up again about her miscarriage. Instead of focusing on the raw honesty and comfort that brings to millions of women, the conversation barely scratched the surface before moving on to yet another deflection. From Jason Nauf's promotion to the Easter outrage to charity smears, this whole narrative only exposes how desperate the anti-Sussex camp has become. But let them talk. Because every step Meghan and Harry take forward leaves them further behind. If you're proud of Meghan and Harry for living with grace, courage, and class in the face of non-stop attacks, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment showing your support and make sure to subscribe for more truth and real talk from the Royal Sussex squad. And if you want to go the extra mile and show some love, don't forget to tap that super thanks button to help keep this channel going strong.